Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are joining us from. We are live here in Windhoek, Namibia, at Windhoek High School at the Devon Astro Hockey Turf. I am joined here by my lovely lead commentator and my coach in real life, Mrs. Fenesta Pina. Fenesta Pina, please introduce yourself.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tawana. Welcome, everybody. We are all having a very hot summer afternoon, sorry, morning or evening, as Tawana just mentioned. We got 22 degrees right now and looking forward to a great game. As we can see, we got our lineup for Zimbabwe on right now. I was actually talking to the Zimbabwean captain just earlier, and he's actually looking forward to playing South Africa. He likes to play against the best and to see what they can come up with. And the lineup for South Africa right now, we got Sentland, Ruben, Mentor Carlon, and please take note of that guy called Brooker Jaden. He is one of the lead scoring men in the cup right now. And then we have the captain Dan, who is also looking forward to a great game, and he just wants to continue on their winning streak. So yeah, Tawana, we're looking forward to a great afternoon today, eh?
Most definitely, you did mention out the standout players from South Africa, and I think the Zimbabwean players surely are looking forward to a good game today. I think, for me, the standout player from Zimbabwe today could definitely be the captain himself, Mr. Mutawashe Kanyangarara. He is a formidable player, plays his hockey in Pretoria in South Africa, where he does his university. And I think he'll be looking to make a name for himself against the country where he does his studies.
Oh, that sounds great. That sounds great. For everybody that is just joining us, we are on day 3 of our Junior African Cup, and we are streaming live from the Devon Astro Turf, NBC, making that possible for us. Great to have a nation that can broadcast this around the world for us. Tawana, I'm not too sure if you know that the Devon Astro Turf was actually built in 2014. That's like 11 years ago, and we are having one of our first African Cup tournaments happening on it. So this is actually a great thing for the country as well.
Yeah, 11 years is a good time, and to look at the pitch now and see that it's still in good condition shows you that they've maintained it pretty well over these past 11 years.
Of course, of course. And we are off. Zimbabwe just getting the ball started. South Africa having ball possession right now and looking to go forward.
Now South Africa will calmly move the ball here into Zimbabwe's 23 as they attack smoothly with no problems here. And here we go, first short corner of the game conceded by Zimbabwe in favor of South Africa. So yeah, South Africa will gear up right away and get ready for their first short corner.
Lovely stuff. They literally took seconds to get that right. So they are starting this game on the front foot, eh?
Yeah, I tell you what, Fenesta, South Africa, when it comes to short corners, they do not mess around. I'm sure you saw the game against Namibia. I think they executed like 6 out of their 8 goals came from short corners. And it was that man there, number 7, from South Africa, Mr. Jaden Brooker. I think, he scored 5 out of their 6 short corners that they had on Saturday.
Absolutely right. He's got 7, just like his number 7. So let's see if he can bag another one.
It goes to the man himself again, Jaden Brooker. And what a save by Zimbabwean goalie. Denies Jaden Brooker of his...
Oh, the goalie didn't know where the ball was quite at that moment. And South Africa took advantage of that and just created another short corner for themselves. I'm pretty sure, do you think that they're going to switch it up a bit, or are they going to keep going with Mr. Brooker?
I think they're going to keep it with Mr. Brooker because he's definitely quite formidable there. He was unlucky with the goalie saving it, but second time's a charm. There we go.
Just as you say that, the goalkeeper just trying to do a little matrix dodge there. Didn't quite know where the ball was, but yeah, looks like that's another goal for South Africa. It's our first goal for the match. Well, within the first minute.
Yeah, within the first minute. South Africa, from the first whistle, they just showed how they're formidable on the attack, and then they were not going to give Zimbabwe any breathing space, and they showed it right now by converting the first ever short corner of the game. And it's that man again, Mr. Jaden Brooker, with, I believe, 8 goals now in the tournament in total.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. 8 goals. You'd find that in South Africa right now, you have Govan and John Mark with 1 goal. And then Ross and Lita are sharing a goal, 3 goals each. And Viwe, Jamie, and Brett also have a goal each. So it's as if the South African team is having a goal competition going on personally within their squad there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, South Africa, they're packed with goal scorers, to be honest. I think for all the way from the defense, I mean, Mr. Jaden Brooker himself, he's a defender, but he's a top scorer, I believe. So it shows you that even defenders themselves can get their name on the scoreboard and put their teams in a better standing.
Absolutely right. All right, so Zimbabwe starting at the back. It's going to be a slow start from the back, just shifting the ball, making sure that getting to the links there. Good gameplay. Umpire tried to play advantage there for a foot. Zimbabwe has control of it.
Yeah, a bit of a slow start from Zimbabwe on their 16 here, allowing South Africa to play the high press all the way from the first player there who started the ball in the 16. But luckily they managed to get it out of their half and into South Africa's half. But South Africa will take it here from the line and go on the attack. An easy ball through the channels here. South Africa just switch the channel of play from the left to the right side. Yeah, Lita Cry with a drop pass back to Soshin Padachi.
I like the fact that they're having really controlled build-up of play, going from left to right, attacking the left side very well, getting into those pockets and forcing errors on the Zimbabwe half.
Yeah, most definitely. And you can see how comfortable they are with the ball. They're not panicking at all. They know what to do. They know how to find themselves and their players and their respective players, switching the ball very calmly there and finding each other.
What a ball in. I think he did a body fake on that one, trying to force the ball through the middle of play right there. And it's quite unfortunate that he couldn't get his teammate at the end of that one. But Zimbabwe were quite weak. Got away with that one, got the foul going, and then going upfield now. We have Zimbabwe Mutawe on the ball there.
Yeah, he is the captain, and I'm sure that he'll definitely be wanting to display his brilliance here on the field. What an overhead here from Zimbabwe into South Africa's 23, but it's met by Mr. Jaden Brooker. He intercepts the ball, and then calmly looks up to look for a pass, and then he gets it. Just a pop pass over, but yeah, that was a dangerous ball, unfortunately, and Zimbabwe will take it from the line.
I decided to drop all the way back, regroup, and then go forward, trying to play the ball through the middle now.
Yeah, ball through the middle here. Zimbabwe just calmly going into South Africa's 23 here, passing it around, trying to make a good circle penetration. But yeah, interception here by South African defense, allowing them to reset from the 16.
All right, I see that the Zimbabweans were quite hasty with that pass that Mushosho got quite quickly into the circle, but he didn't anticipate that these players were not aware of his quick pass. And now South Africa has possession and trying to get upfield through Daniel.
Yeah, good receipts here from the South Africans, I must say, but unlucky there.
Daniel just missing that ball. Ball just mistrapped the ball and missed it, but they do regain possession through their captain. And unfortunately, he got a foot, and South Africa immediately gets on that. I like that they play exceptionally fast with the ball. They don't wait. They know that they have drawn the foul, and they quickly get on it and get going with the game. So I see they do a lot of quick plays, and then the Mr. Cry was there on it, but unfortunately there was a foul, and Zimbabwe gets the ball back and then gets to restart the game from the back.
Yeah, it's good to see that all players here seem to be on the same wavelength with the terms to being alert on and off the ball. None of them are taking their time, none of them are being too slow on and off the ball. They're very quick to reset and look up and then look for another player, which is good stuff to see,
Absolutely, Tawana. So what do you think? What are you thinking? Are you thinking South Africa is going to get away how they have started the entire tournament? Right now it's day 3, as we know. Do you think that they will continue just making sure they score goals, winning games, and
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Finesta, South Africa ranked number 1 in Africa when it comes to African hockey. So, and you can see you definitely saw day 1 and day 2. I mean, 12 goals in the first game, 8 goals in the second game. against us, Zambia and Namibia. And I think this game they'll definitely be keen to show what exactly they're made of. I don't think they'll take it any easy or slow down the tempo.
Yeah.
They'll
And
just bring the heat, the same heat they did in the past 2 games.
and one should appreciate that, especially speaking to Muta earlier, and he's looking forward to great competition. He did tell me that he wants to play against the best, and yeah, so here they are. Unfortunately, one goal down, but it's just the first quarter. If they keep their heads together and keep moving the ball, I'm pretty sure that we could see them go forward quite a bit.
Yeah, it's good stuff to hear from the captain himself that he's very feeling confident about leading his boys into this game here. I mean, when you often play the best-rated team in Africa, there's some nerves that are there usually. But I mean, such words from the captain himself just shows that he's confident and he's ready to take on South Africa. So
Exactly,
good stuff to
exactly.
hear. Yeah, so Zimbabwe will just reset here for both the 16. Take it down right channel. Down the pocket, right side. Ball just rolled out here for a line out. Zimbabwe will take it.
So Daniel's on the ball, but he chooses to pass it back to Mushosha, which who then intends to go back and then recycle the ball, going upfield on the left side.
Yeah.
Good movement of the ball, just an interception there by South Africa.
Yeah, their movement, South Africa's movement off the ball is very incredible, because you weren't expecting him to get first preference on that ball, but he did. He pushed himself and he got the interception, and now South Africa have gained possession again.
I love that they just flow with each other. They are on point with their passing. The passing is very accurate, and he got the ball in the D. Just a different deflection. I think that was a call made by the umpire Siyambonga Martins. Look at them being a foul on the South African player right there, probably a collision, and they had to stop the time there for a few seconds just to make sure that the player is very. I mean, the first thing as umpires on the field is risk management, and they do it quite a bit very well now. Ever since the first incident on day one, they stop that time immediately and then assess the situation, and then we're gonna just go by. I'm pretty sure that he's gonna be okay since he got to walk off the field himself.
Yeah, it's good to see. That was Mr. Viwe Mbata, who just holds his forearm there in some sort of pain, but I'm sure he's receiving medical attention right away and he'll be fine. Hopefully in a few minutes to get back on the game.
Nevertheless, his teammates say, let's get on with it, and they win themselves a free hit on the 23. Mr. Brook very quick to come up front. You'd see that the transitions from them going from the back, they don't really stay down after the halfway line. You'll see that their defenders always trying to get on the front foot here. The entire defense line pushing up until the 23, forcing that Zimbabweans to try and see if they can get them on their counter.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. You did mention the transition that they do make. Like, Jaden Brooker is he is right back, I believe, and you can see him playing all the way up forward there, helping the forwards there with the attack. And he's so quick to drop back on defense as well.
Well, good control there by Mr. Erasmus Daniel, just on the line of the ball. Oh, sweet stuff. Staying just and just making sure to show off some of his skill there. And then, because they still want to get into that D, which they do, but it is a missed trap again, and unfortunately they lose out on that circle penetration. South Africans defenders are well aware, making sure that they're keeping them out of their D right now.
Yeah, as you can see, the stats here on the screen show that South Africa have 2 shots on goal and Zimbabwe none, and South Africa also have 1 circle penetration, and Zimbabwe still haven't made any circle penetrations. And possession as it stands is 66% to South Africa, and 34% to Zimbabwe.
Yep, and then I mean Tawana, those stats are showing quite a lot in my case. You see that they only have 1 circle penetration and they have a goal with it, right? So it just shows that you gotta take the chances that you get in the circle, and I know that South Africans are aware of that. Therefore, they do not even tolerate Zimbabwe getting into their circle at all.
Yeah, it's good stuff to see. I mean, it's been like 11 minutes played so far, and South Africa have only penetrated the circle now twice, and it shows you that the Zimbabwean defense here are also very good. I mean, they're not taking any easy chances here, and they are shutting down the South African forwards. They're not allowing themselves to be bullied by the South Africans here.
All right. Previously I was always saying I love to see the overheads more from our players. Darren just took one, but unfortunately he threw it in a crowded area. For those that are watching, I'm sure not everybody that's watching that knows the game. They're probably just supporting their country. So you need to make sure that you throw an overhead into a non-crowded area, and because the umpires are always doing risk management on the field, so we don't want any injuries at the moment. So therefore, overheads are judged very strictly, and you would see that the umpires would blow it even before it lands. That's very good umpiring, making sure that everybody's safety is included right now.
Yeah, it's good you do mention the safety, because the hockey ball is definitely quite a hard ball, and if you throw an aerial, the risk of a player getting injured or getting the interference of that could be very serious. I guess when it comes to safety, the umpires definitely have to take precaution of that.
That's correct. Kutwaza on the ball just had a little mistrap, but then he was lucky with that because the aerial was going for him, but intercepted by South Africa. And unfortunately, just again, it's always that final third that they do not get to execute very well from the Zimbabwean side. So I mean, if they could just keep their heads cool, and they are getting over the 23-meter line, but just that extra that they need to do to actually get into that circle. We're still waiting to see that happen. Yeah, so we got 3 minutes on the clock right now, so they still got a bit of time to see what they can come up with in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully Zimbabwe can just shut down their defense now and not concede any more goals in the last couple minutes of the chaka here. And then when they do go in for the break, they can they can discuss strategy and change some stuff a bit, and hopefully get some goals for themselves on the board.
Yeah,
They're only down by 1 goal, and I think
exactly. And their defense have shown that they can keep them out. We just need to get the forwards to get going and show them that they can get some goals in. Yeah. It's really lovely weather. It's not like our day one where we were in the heat. So the weather is very favorable. We got cloudy here, a bit of sun there, getting best of both worlds. The wind speed is quite a bit more today. It's going at 40 kilometers per hour. So those balls, especially if they get short corners, either gonna be on the help side or against you. So, but yeah, lovely weather in Windhoek right now. And we are at the Davin Astro Turf, and in Windhoek, the capital of Namibia, showcasing some great hockey, day 3.
Yeah, we are all excited to be here. I'm sure you can see that the bench is out here, the crowd is here. You can see that there's a crowd there with the Zimbabwean flags showed there in the crowd. I think everyone's happy to be here on Easter Monday,
Exactly. I'm wondering if they hit some eggs for us around the turf, in case we just have to find some Easter eggs for the. I mean, just considering that it's Easter Monday, would be really great for the crowd.
Yeah, it would be a good treat for sure. I mean, I think no one here wants to leave empty-handed. I'm sure the guys that are watching the hockey wouldn't want to leave here without anything. So
Exactly.
It would be a good announcement by the organizers here to tell us that they have hidden a couple of eggs around around the pitch or around the facility here.
All right, Zimbabwe winning that ball there. Daly's gonna actually take it off on their left side. We're gonna see if he's gonna penetrate on the left side, which he does. And they still keep control of the ball. That is great work from Dundee.
Yeah, good job there by Zimbabwe's number 7, Mr. Tadiwa Nashe Chigumira. He just calmly beats 2 players and then gets the ball into South Africa's 23. But unfortunately, Zimbabwe lose out on the ball there, allowing South Africa to regain possession.
But I like how Joseph actually lost the possession of the ball, did not stay there, came back and actually forced an error on the South African. It's always good to see players, just because you make an error doesn't mean you had to stay in there. Snap out of it, game's moving on, let's come back, and he did that very well. Forced an error on South Africa and got back into it.
Yeah, it shows good discipline from them, I mean, like no one's fighting, no one's questioning the ref's call or anything, they're all happy. They're all happy and disciplined. It's good work from the coaches to talk to their players before. and have them give them a pep talk. But yeah, that's the end of the first quarter as we know it, and as the score stands, it is South Africa 1, Zimbabwe nil. Finny, what can you say about South Africa's performance so far in the first quarter?
Um, Tawana, I would say they are doing exactly what that I spoke to Dan about, the captain, where they want to keep some consistency, and I can already see on the front foot they have kept the consistency of actually making sure that their push passes are directly to their players. They're pushing high. They're trying to penetrate their D as often as possible. You could see just before the hooter or actually went that there was pretty good. A push ball passing combination that went into the circle. They started off on the 23, and just unfortunately, the last man to get the ball was just unfortunate that it hit his foot. So I can agree that they have kept their consistency so far.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, no signs of panic from both teams here. They seem very calm and very easy. Unfortunately, Zimbabwe did concede the short corner
Yep.
there, but no field goals, which is a result of bad play or bad defense or anything. It was just a short corner that they conceded, and South Africa did make the most of it and converted it.
Of course. What are you saying to the Zimbabwe team right now, Tawana? Like, I mean, it's not too bad. It's just 1-0 second quarter. What are you saying? What are you telling them?
Well, I'm sure the coach did speak to them, but there's not much to change, to be honest with you. They only one goal down. Whatever their strategy that they had going into the game seems to be working quite well. And as I said earlier, it was a bit unlucky that they conceded the short corner. But as far as strategies go, they are doing very well from the back all the way to the front. Maybe a bit more circle penetrations and a bit more. They can be a bit more solid up in front there.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Tawana. Totally agree. Just get their heads in the game.
Yeah, and yeah, we are just a couple seconds from starting the second quarter here at the Davian Astro. If you're just joining us, we are coming at you live and direct from the capital city of Namibia, Windhoek, here at Windhoek High School at the Davian Astro Hockey Field. And yeah, that's the beginning of the second quarter. For you here, we've got South Africa versus Zimbabwe. South Africa is leading the game 1-0. Yeah, South Africa will calmly keep possession here as they move the ball here from left to from left to right to the center channel here, and trying to make a breakthrough pass through the Zimbabwean team here. But Zimbabwe are very structured here, Unlucky, another circle penetration here by South Africa. There's Lita Cry. Tries to beat one, beat two.
Unfortunately, the Zimbabweans are disagreeing with that, but it is a short corner that the South Africans have won. They are going to continue making sure that they make use of their short corners. I would love to see a different variation, Tawana. But then, as a coach, why would you want to change what's working, right?
Yeah,
Why
of course,
change
yeah.
what's working?
If it's not broken, no need for fixing it. You know what I'm saying? And it worked for them. I mean, like I said, 6 goals against Namibia. Same guy, same place, same area. So if it's not broken, why need to? There's no need to fix it. They can just keep sending it to Brooker. But hopefully, the Zimbabwean defense can already picture and they already know what's coming for them.
And it's another low goal, just like his first one. Takes it really nice and low into the left corner of the goal post. Brooker making sure he is shooting for the stars. That's some great stuff. Great stuff, Tawana.
Yeah, it's like it seems to me that all the South African players here did really expect that goal. They didn't come by surprise. They did do their hours. They've been practicing these short corners, I'm sure, for months and months and months, and that definitely shows. They were all expecting it. It was a good short corner. Good injection, good stop, and a good flick from Jaden Brooker.
That's right.
So yeah, we'll restart the game 2-0 to South Africa, and as it stands, yeah, we're just waiting for the umpire's whistle, and we'll restart the game.
Let's see. I hope this is not demoralizing for the Zimbabweans. Does not look like it. They're getting on that ball as fast as possible. Looking to switch it to the right side of the field, and that was a great takedown by Takure, getting the ball, trying to get the ball up front, but unfortunately South Africans intercept that one through our man Dan, the captain, doing his work. And you'd love to see their 1-2s going down. That was just a foul on the Zimbabwean player. He's got his foot on the way, trying to get the ball to his defender. The Siabongo Martins, the umpire, has seen that as a deliberate block of the ball, and therefore the Zimbabwean player has received his first yellow, the green card of the game right now. So they have kept their patience really good. That the first green card is only coming in the second quarter, and that was just from the Zimbabwean player right there.
Yeah, a bit unlucky by the Zimbabwean player. Sometimes it just comes as instinct, just to stick out your foot and stop the ball. I'm sure he didn't mean any malice there to stop by stopping the ball with his foot. But the rules are the rules, and the umpire did call it correctly. And unfortunately, he gets to sit in the sin bin for a few minutes.
You know, when you say instinct, it kind of makes me feel that does he do soccer on the weekends as well? Because instinct in hockey is using your stick. So yeah, but that was a nice one though.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think in every part of the world, football is a staple sport. So everyone plays football, no matter where you're from or what you do. You grew up playing football at some point, so you have some knowledge of using your feet.
Oh, sweet stuff from Brooker there. Kept his head on the ball and looked towards the inside, showing the defender that he was going to make the pass, but very smoothly and quite calmly put it on the foot because he was looking for that short corner. It's something that he's always looking forward to do. And now he gets himself another short corner to...
Yeah, it was a very, very good work there by South Africa to get themselves another short corner here. And yeah, the pusher was going to be Mr. Viwe Mbata. He's going to take his time and position himself as Zimbabwe just put on their face masks and the castle set up there on the top of the circle.
I'm hoping that they have a guy on the back post there judging those low balls, just as I was saying. Another one comes through right in the middle of the goalkeeper's legs. We call that cookie in Namibia, by the way. That will be an Afrikaans term that we use. And he did not watch his closing his legs there. And Brooker saw that and took another one on the... But I would want to think by now that they would be watching those low goals, the Zimbabweans, but... not sure. I mean, I'm sure it's not an easy task to watch where he's going to put it, but he's done that 3 in a row right now.
Yeah, I mean, in Zimbabwe, they do call that a window when the ball goes through your legs, and I'm sure they'll have a good laugh about that in the hotel a bit later, that he did concede a goal through his legs.
Yep.
But unfortunately, yeah, I think it does take a few more hits for people to sort of like get into the heat of things. As you can see, Namibia, it took them 6 goals to finally figure out that all the balls were going to the left side of the goalie, until the 7th one where he did block, which was the last blow of the game.
Of course, yeah.
But
right.
yeah, I'm hoping that the next short corner that they do concede, that the goalkeeper will know where and how the ball's going to come and just like guard the low ones, because none of the balls are coming as high as you said, only low. So hopefully he can be on top of it and just spread himself nice and wide and anticipate the next one.
Of course. So Dale starting the ball there on the line, just starting getting his team. Oh, smooth stuff by Muchacha. I've been missing Muchacha in the court today. Not much from him so far. Unfortunately, loses the ball, and South Africa goes striking very quickly, pounds on that very fast. The Zimbabwean goalkeeper decided not today, son. Keeps that ball out, hits it on his stick, and it's out, and it's going to be a Zimbabwean free hit, and they get to restart the game from their 16. And then decides to go overhead, unlucky, almost intercepted there by the South African player there, because the aerial was really low. So Zimbabwe gets the ball on the line again. Emmanuel decides to go with an overhead, and that was blown against him because he threw it out in a crowd of players. And South Africa gets to restart there on the left side of the field. You will see the ball in a quick second there. There we go.
Yeah, it was a good save here by the Zimbabwean goalie Tuchukwenam. It was a straight shot, and luckily he was able to use his feet and just take it out of there and not concede another a field goal, because all the goals he's conceded have been from short corners.
That's correct.
But yeah, South Africa will calmly transition the ball here into Zimbabwe's 23. Now they're going through the right pocket. Unfortunately, a bit of a misplay here allows Zimbabwe to restart the ball here in their 16 and try and move the ball forward.
Unlucky, Brett thought that the Zimbabwean players have actually started that ball, and it was not the case. He just wants to get going with the game. But Zimbabwe takes it, and they go on their left of the field. trying to penetrate the left side quite more often than they do there, right? Do you think it's more deliberate that's happening, or is actually South Africa making sure that that's what they're getting? Oh, a shot
Whoa, what a
from
shot from Zimbabwe here, but unfortunately he doesn't find the stick of another Zimbabwean player.
John Mark. I was wondering where he's going to start getting into the game. And there he takes a shot, just missed it widely, unfortunately for him. And that would be their first circle penetration. And it was a shot well taken, I would say.
Yeah, it was very good. I mean, yeah, the forward did position himself well and took the hit there, and yeah, it was equaled by the goalkeeper, unfortunately. But hopefully, more of this from Zimbabwe can allow them to get some goals on the scoreboard, and yeah, they can hopefully get equal to South Africa here. All they need is 3 goals, and I'm sure more than possible.
Daniel trying to force that ball through the South Africans, but they're actually quite good with their sticks and how to stop balls. So you can't just force those balls through them. You have to earn it. And I think they just did. So it's going to be a free hit for Zimbabwe. And he wins himself a short corner because the South Africans were not 5. This is some great stuff from the Zimbabwean team, earning themselves their first short corner, and I really would like to see them actually gaining a goal from this. But yeah, it's going to be their first. South Africans don't know what they're going to start with, so let's just see if Darren is going to take it or who it's going to be. But yeah, I would like to see something great, maybe Tinashe. But then, yeah, let's see if Matipa is going to be on that one.
Yeah, Fanny, you watched the Zimbabwean game that they won against Zambia, I believe. Huh? What can you say about their short corners? Do they execute them very well, or?
I will just take a minute to see what they're going to do with this one. Unfortunately, that was a mistrap.
Unfortunately, a mistrap here by the first castle here allows them, doesn't allow them to get the goal in the end. But yeah, here we are. They're still on the attack, though.
Yeah, so that he just loses that ball right there. Unfortunately, that penalty corner was not well taken. The injection of it was quite slow, so they couldn't get a hold of the ball to actually execute that short corner. I have seen a bit of variation from their short corner, so that's what I was actually looking out for to see them do. Unfortunately, that was not something that they could do right now. And South Africa regains and starts with the ball, goes up the field. They unfortunately led that ball into Zimbabwean hands, but they couldn't capitalize on that possession that they have won over. But they're quick to play and get into that game as fast as possible. Oh, great aerial skill, but unfortunately, Dahil just lost out on that ball to Matthew, who judged that ball very well. Good competition on those 50-50 balls. It is good to see that they're not backing off from each other, but South Africa actually winning that free hit. And Brooker is going to take it quite calmly on the ball. I like to see how calm he is with the ball at the back there. But I would see more of those interceptions that are coming through from Zimbabwe, because they are trying to force those errors at the back. Very patient with their build-up as well. They've seen that, so they're trying to get the guys, the central forward especially, to judge that and then intercept those balls. It's good to see that from Zimbabwe as well.
Yeah, it was good stuff from the South African defender, Mr. Matthew D'Oliveira. He didn't panic at all with the ball. You know, he did what he did. You know, he came square with the ball. He got the ball in the end, and then managed to clear his lines. And now the ball's back on the other half. There we see
Mr. Erasmus there. He does get good balls, trying to get them forward. So I would say it's good hockey that you would see from Erasmus as well. You just saw him on the screen there. But yeah, South Africa starting with the ball, moving the ball quite nicely to the left. I like that fake. It shows that his body is going to the inside of the field, trying to just trick the Zimbabweans, and he actually gets away with that quite often, and then gets the ball on the left side.
Yeah, it's good technique then, to feint your body to the other side and then send the ball to the other way. You know, it does really get the opposing players when that happens, and we saw that in effect there, where the South African player feinted to the right and then the ball went to the left. But yeah, another interception here from South Africa allows them to regain possession. and attack Zimbabwe circle. Oh, unfortunately, that is a short corner. And yeah, a couple South African, two of the South African players here on the floor. I think they just sustained a couple collisions.
The second collision was more off the ball that happened just after the short corner was given. We have another player. He's going to try and see if he's going to regain his momentum. Probably took some air out of his body on that fall.
Yeah, I'm Brett Horn here just discussing with the ref about what happened here. Should that be a stroke or a penalty corner?
They're going to go ahead with just a penalty corner. Zimbabwe got the ball, making sure they're going to defend this. Hopefully. Oh, and he takes a top left corner just above the goalkeeper. Did not know where that ball was going. It was so fast, Tawana. Even I was way easier because I was looking to see it at the bottom boards there, but he decided to change his method, thinking that the goalie would stand, which he did, and he just went onto the top left there. Unfortunately, he missed the whole goalpost altogether.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate from South Africa here. They didn't have their top man there, Mr. Brooker, at the end of that. They did switch it up a bit and asked Lita Cry to get it. But yeah, he failed to convert here at the short corner. Yeah. He is quite a formidable player, Lita Cry. I'm sure you did see him at the Indoor World Cup where he scored a couple worldies for South Africa that did manage to allow them to attain bronze.
Oh, that is almost a goal, a ball possession won in the circle by the Zimbabweans, but South Africa just clears that nice and smooth. Do not seem to be panicking in their circle, Tawana. Like they just keep a cool head. They look like they know that they have confidence on that ball and clears those balls quite confidently.
Yeah, it seems to me that South Africa and almost all their defensive lines, they seem very composed, I must say. You know, they're not worried, they're not scrambling for the ball. They're not the whole team's chasing for the ball. They do back whoever's there on ball side, and they do allow themselves to clear it with the utmost composure and no worry at all.
I like that, and now they are leading with their captain Fantastic just in the middle there, taking control of the ball. Try to shift it to the right to see if they can go in from the right side of the field. But they now have to restart that ball.
Yeah, and as it stands here, it is South Africa 3 and Zimbabwe 0 with less than 4 minutes to play here in this quarter. And South Africa do have possession of the ball. They will move it around and try and hopefully get their fourth goal.
Zimbabwe is starting to set up now again. That was just a ball that was missed, which means it's a 16, and then we're going to see how they're going to go about it right now. Yeah, they just decided to go right through the middle and almost forced an error on his teammate there, but he kept a cool head, regained the possession again, and it's going to go down the left side of the field.
Yeah, I must say that was a bit too much to ask there from the Zimbabwean defender. You know, sending it right through the hotline. You know, that's technically the danger zone. You know, you don't want the ball to be played along that area, especially in your own half, because as you saw, that could have been a quick interception from South Africa. And they could have capitalized on that and got another goal.
That is so right. They could have, but yeah, they did regain and kept the cool head there and won the ball over. But South Africa still has possession. They take this quick on the line because they want to get it up as fast as possible. Unfortunately, they missed that opportunity, and Zimbabwe goes up the field. It's going to take the ball on the line. They do not want to waste any much time to get that ball straight in. I think they probably had this talk with the goalie. Oh, that was missed. There was a missed from the Zimbabwe. That would have been a great opportunity to get one up for themselves. They did take a quick counter attack, which is a good thing that they're trying to do, because they are catching the defenders off guard and penetrating the circle much more than they did the first quarter. I am appreciating that about them.
Yeah, good overhead interception here by Zimbabwe allows them to get back on the attack, but they just lose out, unfortunately. South Africa's number 10.
Oh, they regain possession right in the middle. Are they gonna use it? Oh, unfortunately not. Just loses that ball. Tries to trick the umpire, showing that he got tricked by the South African, but he is not having that. Umpires usually have that eye out for professional fouls, that I would call them, and try and see if they can win themselves a penalty corner. South Africa regains possession, and they go right ahead with their teammates, switching that ball, trying to go up the field, and overhead intercepted by the Zimbabweans, which returns another one. Well collected. Let's see if they're going to use it. Great hands, good pickup, and they keep moving forward. Unlucky there, unlucky that Nkonti just loses the ball, but he regains possession.
Yeah, it seems to me that the position keeps changing feet here. You know, a lot of interceptions, a lot of good tackles here by both teams, allowing them for the ball to change possession every now and then. But South Africa seem to be here in favor. You know, as they reset the ball, send it back to their defenders, and then try and allow their players to move out a bit in the field and get a few more passes there at the back. Yeah, back into Zimbabwe's 23 as South Africa attack forward.
And he wins. Oh, he does not win himself a long corner. It is they are gonna Zimbabwe is gonna take their 16 right now. I would like to see more times than they are right now for Zimbabwe to just keep possession of the ball. I mean, they are doing really good going up the field. Oh, there we have. Oh, another second
What a save.
That was a great save. You are right. That was a great save. In the final seconds of the game, I will give big ups for the goalkeeper there, keeping the score as it is, just so close to the end of the quarter, almost making sure that that ball was not conceded. But great pickup from the South Africans. He just made sure he's going lone man. He did not see any pass, decided to go for himself, as a striker should do, made sure to get that shot on goal.
Yeah, good work here by South Africa. You know, it's half time. They're 3 goals up, and definitely, you know, if the South Africans can do it in one half, then definitely the Zimbabweans can. So hopefully now the teams can go back into the dugouts and have some discussions, change some things up a bit, and then hopefully equal the score, because they are only, as I say, 3 goals down, and you know, 3 goals can be attained in literally in a chuck, a couple short corners. The high press from South Africa is not allowing Zimbabwe to hopefully move the ball around as well as the South Africans are. As you can see, they are pressing quite high, allowing the Zimbabweans to panic a bit when they're in their own 16. But as you see, South Africa have a lot of space in their 16. They can casually move the ball from left to right and not worry of any pressure coming in from the Zimbabweans.
That's great. I think that Tawana, like if the assistant coach could probably just come hear what you have to say, get some tips from you, because that's quite great pointers that you're giving them right now. And you know what? As the log standings are standing right now, South Africa is obviously leading the log, and Zimbabweans are right on their tails. Like, what do you tell them right now? I mean, they are 3-0 down Tawana, and you could see that they panic because of that South African high press that they're doing. But I mean, 3-0 halftime. It's not so bad at all, as far as I've seen South Africa playing against other teams so far. The Zimbabweans have kept them at bay quite a bit better, so which means they are controlling the game a bit well, and they are right beneath them on the log. What do you tell them right now at halftime, Tawana?
Well, I must say, you know, Zimbabwe have showed South Africa good competition in this first half, and like you said, only 3 goals. You know, that isn't so bad given the other scorelines against for their other games, South Africa's other games in the past. I mean, day one against Zambia, I'm sure it was like 5 goals, and against Namibia as well, it was 4 or 5. But I mean, 3 is not so bad. Zimbabwe can definitely turn things around if they're more clinical up in the attack and in the circle as well to get more shots on goal. They did get a few shots, but unfortunately, they weren't converted, and more short corners. Hopefully, they only had the one short corner, which was a missed trap at the top of the circle.
Yeah.
But hopefully, if they can attack more, they'll get more short corners and execute them much better. And all in all, get goals on the board. You know, because that's all that matters. You know, they're all trying to score goals and get a bit of a lead over the other team.
All right. Welcome. If you have just joined us, We welcome to the Junior African Cup. Right now it's halftime, so you are in time to see another half of this. If you can see on the screen, it is Zimbabwe 0, South Africa 3 goals. South Africa having more shots on at goal in the first half. As that their reason being them having 3 goals, of course. Circle penetrations. I am so happy that Zimbabwe could come along, start playing together, showing their skills, and then actually penetrating the circle. And they have two. Against the four from South Africa, which right now have the most ball possession, which is 63% against the South Africa Zimbabwe's 37%. Um, I can see that the cards are just one green card, which means that the players are very, very well disciplined and in this game. I'd love to see it. Great hockey starts with great discipline, and just one green card awarded to the Zimbabwean team. And yeah, penalty corners. Zimbabwe got one, just like Tawana mentioned earlier, was just a mistrap that took out the wind from that ball, and then they lost out on that. But yeah, second half, there's still 2 quarters to go. There's still a lot to see from this game. I would really love to see. I towards the end of the second quarter, you could see Dyron, John Mark. Trying to control the past the 23, control the ball much more better than they did in the first quarter, and they got more circle penetrations, which was really good to see. And I would just like to continue seeing a lot of that. John Mark coming up, then joined by Daniel Erasmus on the sideline. That they really trying to penetrate that 20, go past the 23 line right now, and they should just keep it up. Would like to see more of that coming, um, and yeah,
Yeah, most definitely. I think let's just talk a bit about what you mentioned earlier about the discipline. Like, as you say, like only one green card for Zimbabwe, no cards at all for South Africa. And the green card that was conceded by Zimbabwe was just because a deliberate foot.
yeah.
But I must say, from both sides, they've showed good discipline. No fights, no chirping to the refs, no nothing at all. So it's good to see that the hockey has been very good and very calm on both sides. For them not to do anything bad. But like, yeah, as you can see here, these are the standings for the men's group. South Africa leading. Yeah, so these were the stats just before the game started. So as it did stand before this South African Zimbabwe game started, South Africa were leading the group with 6 points, winning both their games, and Zimbabwe with 4 points, winning one of their games and drawing their first game against Kenya. And then yeah, just below them I believe is Namibia. There seems to be a mistake there. Apologies for the viewers out there. Namibia is third. They did win their first game against Egypt, and they did lose their other game against South Africa. So yeah, good competitive hockey, as you can see. They are very close, but yeah, South Africa definitely have taken all their chances in all their games. As a good upper hand.
Yeah, that you're right with that one. So what I would say is, I mean, it's good to see such competitive hockey going on, and it's the Junior Africa Cup, and this just shows you the quality of hockey that is happening in Africa as well, that we got going on. South Africa smooth sailing as right now, as we can see, but I don't know if you know, Tawana, that most of these guys are actually first time they each have they just have 2 cups coming into the qualifiers right now in both teams, both the South African and the Zimbabwean team. They all got 2 caps that they have gained for their country right now. So that's a good start at such a young level to just start gaining more experience as they go ahead, and then yeah, join their senior players in the future, much hopefully in the close, quite near future. As you can see that most of the guys have great skill on that ball,
Yeah.
and they're showcasing it pretty well.
Yeah, pretty. I'm pretty. That's very true, Fenesta. Because both countries respectively do play competitively cup hockey and as well as high school hockey as well. So I think most of these players here do still attend high school, and their quality is definitely showing at such a young age that because international hockey there in the men's stage has no mercy at all. So it's good to see that they're coming through the ranks very well, And yeah, as you can see, these are the games that were played earlier today. The Zimbabwean women did play the first opening game at 9 o'clock against Uganda, and they did a comfortable win from them, 5-1. And just after that, the Egyptian men played against Zambia, and they did win their first game of the tournament, 3-1 against Zambia. Unfortunately, Zambia not getting any wins so far in the tournament, but hopefully they've still got a few more games to go, so they can turn things around hopefully and get some points on the board.
Oh, there you go. There you go. We trying to start the second half. You'll see there the man Daniel gets to get the goalkeeper, gets to get his chance on the field to show us just what he's got. Will the Zimbabweans get one past him, or will he keep them at bay? Tune in. You are tuning in to the Devon AstroTurf here in Windhoek, Namibia for the Junior African Cup, and we are just starting the second half of the Zimbabwe versus South Africa men game. So please welcome. Let's enjoy this one together. Right now, South Africa has 3-0, and here we go. Game starts with Mr. Taku taking us in to the second half.
Yeah, and if you're just joining us, Zimbabwe attacking here from our right side to the left, dressed in all black and red socks, and South Africa dressed in all green today. Yeah, and as it stands, they are attacking from the left to the right side here, and they are, as Vanessa said earlier, leading 3-0, and this is the beginning of the second half.
Great pick up there from Zimbabwe, and they are going up the field. Gets an inside goal to Mr. Daniel that did mention him earlier. So he does really good runs to support his team. And there we go. Great 3D skill. Unfortunately, only manages to get that free hit on the 23-meter line. But it's good possession that they have kept Zimbabwe coming into this half, into the third quarter. Great layoff from him right there. And he's going to try and control the ball, but unfortunately gives it away to the South Africans. Just a little bit of panic in that last third from the Zimbabweans, as I was saying, as we saw in the second quarter. They just do not manage to hold off that ball or keep control of that ball in that final third to gain advantage on South Africa, and South Africa seems to just do what they have been doing from the first half, keeping calm, taking possession, and keeping it.
Yeah, it seems to me that Zimbabwe are a bit disciplined here on the press. As you can see, the defenders have ample time to make a decision, stop the ball and look up and look for a more viable pass. Yeah, not much of a hectic press. As you can see, they are moving the ball from left to right very calmly here. The Zimbabweans I think they are doing a half-court press, as it seems.
No, that they were doing it three-quarter because they were all the way up, but they just make sure not to do a full court. Oh, and they win the aerial ball there. That's great stuff. Great stuff done there.
Yeah, good attacking here from Zimbabwe. As they get the advantage there in the foul, they will definitely go through the transitions. Yeah, here we go.
What a fake there, just to see a reaction from the South African player. Try get the ball in, but unfortunately got repossessed by the South Africans that are now attacking up the field.
Yeah, good circle penetration from Zimbabwe, but I think there happens to be some indiscipline here by the players. The ref does blow his whistle twice.
A long whistle. That was a card that was given to the Zimbabwean player. Just didn't seem to see what card it was, but we will see it soon on the statistics, just to see what card it was on the severity of the foul. Unfortunately, Justin got dispossessed there, but they regained possession of the ball through Tadi right there and trying to get the ball up front. Beautiful 1-2s. Unlucky on that one. South African gets to get the ball back. Jamie leading into that, does not waste time. Oh, okay. There's a bit of bodies flying right now, to getting a bit more competitive as expected in a men's game, especially when it goes down to the second half. South Africa chooses to throw an aerial to the other side of the field onto their left side to attack from that side. They bring it down really nicely and decide to go through. Right there, we can see Darren got a yellow card on that. Just earlier, it's a foul that he did is yellow because it was quite severe on it. South Africa were breaking through, trying to get an attack going, and he just deliberately stopped that ball because it was just before the 23-meter line. He only gets a yellow card. Otherwise, we could have seen Zimbabwe conceding another short corner. But they do get control of the game, of the ball there through Justin and try and get up the field. Unfortunately, did not get that very far off Tawana.
Yeah, it was a good interception by Zimbabwe's number 10, Mr. Justin Stein. But yeah, unfortunately, the overhead does meet the other player on the other side. But yeah, he seems to be working quite hard there on the left flank. But yeah, his qualities were matched here by the South Africans. And South Africa do attack here, circle penetration. Couple 3D skills in the D here, hoping for a penalty corner, but it doesn't find any Zimbabwean foot. So yeah, those Zimbabweans can reset now with a 16, and South Africans can track back, and then Zimbabwe can start it here.
Pretty great work from the Zimbabwean defenders, wouldn't you say, Zawana? That was pretty great work.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, they were cool, they were calm, composed here on the ball. They didn't give away any fouls, didn't give away a short corner. Which is good work from them, I must say.
Yeah. Commentable.
Good outside pass there. Unfortunately, an interception. Jaden Booker collects and resets the ball. Yeah, South Africa very calm here with the ball. As I said, the three-quarter press is allowing South Africa here to pass the ball a bit through with their three defenders here at the back.
It's pretty unlucky there for South Africa. Didn't find his man there in the end. But the Zimbabweans got a deflection on that, and therefore we have a long corner from South Africa. Gonna start off, but it decides to play back. They want to start off from the back, just get everybody in position. You can see the runs are being made in the circle, and a great pick up just on the edge of the circle there. I love how they are so calm around the ball, just shifted from the left to the right, then back to the left. See if they can draw the Zimbabweans out, but they are not biting. Zimbabweans did not bite on that, and therefore regain possession through Tadi there, which then gets the ball up the field. Great work from Zimbabwe, just keeping calm, not coming out. They did hold on that, but South Africa still manages to penetrate the circle and only wins a long corner. Great work from Zimbabwe so far.
Yeah, defensively, Zimbabwe are doing very well. I mean, as you saw, they only conceded 3 goals, only from the short corners, but no field goals. So it shows you that the defense is definitely working very hard there on not, on keeping South Africa out from the field goals.
Extremely hard, that's correct. So they're making sure that the South Africa does not get up on the right side, so they force them to the left side of the field, which is, one would say, the weaker side, but then South Africa does not really right at this point you can't really say which side is weaker, because they seem to get a positive out of it and both sides of that circle at the moment.
Yeah, most definitely. South Africa are strong on both sides, and we're turning a shot here. Just doesn't find the goal, goes wide a bit, but yeah, allowing Zimbabwe to take the 16 and reset, and yeah, hopefully move the ball upfield.
If you notice that, you saw that the Zimbabwean defender actually takes a jump off that, and forgetting that his stick could be useful on that floor. So just to remember to leave it on the grass a little bit. Jump all you want, but the stick needs to do its work. But he was so lucky there that the goal just went to the side of the post.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you have to protect yourself because, as we mentioned earlier, the ball is pretty hard. So you don't want to be caught sleeping here with the ball catching any part of your body.
That's right. Oh, some great skill worked. Nice.
Good tackles here from the Zimbabwean defense. He allows them to collect the ball and go on the attack.
Hopefully he can still lead that attacking line. No one in support. Can't see on the field. But great work from Zimbabwe. He kept that line going. Decided to go up the field. Broker just pretending to get the ball, wasting a little bit more time just to get the rest of his teammates to come back on the right side of the field. just to defend that ball. That's actually great hockey. Uh,
Yeah, Brugge will be in no rush to send the ball back there, because he has to reset himself and then, restructure his team. Yeah, this is not a charity game, unfortunately, so
of
yeah.
course, and he recognized that fact. Ah, what a great ball, Ray. Teammates just connecting with each other really well on that attacking line. But Zimbabwe gets away with it
Now,
and wins that foul. That is great work uh, from Darren there, just making sure that he keeps possession, tries to stick with it, and South Africa drawing that foul and winning that ball. Just waiting to get the balls for Dale to just get that ball restarted. There we go.
yeah.
There's two balls on the field, so we're just trying to get the other one off to restart the game.
Yeah, good trap here. Oh, good aerial, but it's Zimbabwean's number 13 here, Mr. Matipa Mawere. Sends it across field, but unfortunately the Zimbabwean on the other side could not collect the ball there, allowing South Africa to get back on the attack and regain possession.
And keep possession. Is that a short corner? There, South Africa wins themselves another short corner. I mean, I feel like Zimbabwe did a pretty great job in this quarter. This is their first short corner for the third quarter. Zimbabwean captain still trying to understand why that was given, and umpires are more likely to stick to their to their decision at this time because they are two. His supporting umpire probably gave him a thumbs up on that one, and Zimbabwe just has to get back in there, get their heads in the game, and defend the short corner.
Yeah, good call here from the umpire. He didn't allow his mind to be changed by the captain, even though he did try and discuss him and change his mind. But good call in the end. Oh, and then unfortunately, South Africa do it again, and it's that man again, Mr. Jaden Brooker. Makes it 4 goals for South Africa, and no goals for Zimbabwe as it stands. With less than 5 minutes to play here at the Davin Astro, South Africa do have 4 goals, Zimbabwe do have 1, and then they will restart the game here at the halfway line with hopes to try and get some goals for themselves on the board here, because you would not want to leave this game goalless.
Ah, that's right, Tawana. A goal could help lift the team heads just a bit, give them a little bit of hope. Just as you can see that on the log, South Africa is running away with that goal difference. So even though you are right at their tail, you want to take advantage, get yourself a few goals within the game, just to keep that goal difference at bay, because you never know if that's gonna be the one thing that's gonna be working for or against you at the end of the log standings.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good thing that they have to get as many goals as they can, because the goal difference can come into effect at the end. So hopefully Zimbabwe will not concede any more goals here and try and keep South Africa at bay and try and get some goals for themselves at the end, because Zimbabwe did draw their first game. So in terms of points for qualification, it can work in their favor if the goal difference isn't as much.
Yep, that's correct. And as you could see, that just that patient build up from South Africa, it really works for them. They really very patient when they go up that field, making sure that the push passes are accurately on their teammates' sticks, not losing any possession, and therefore just making sure to draw out the Zimbabweans and getting in around them. Ah, so great circle
Yeah.
penetration. Just as I was saying, that they still managed to get that ball through.
Oh, what a
Shots
shot
and
here by South
blocked.
Africa's number 11, Mr. Brett Horn. Unfortunately, he meets the keeper's padding here. As you can hear the loud sound from it. But yeah, good save by the keeper nonetheless. And yeah, allows South Africa to reset over the line. Good clearance from Zimbabwe. Just sends it over the halfway line, and South Africa will send it back to Zimbabwe's 23 here. Oh, good 3D skills here by Mr. Brett Horn. Oh, my apologies, not Mr. Brett Horn, by Jamie Sial. And yeah, Zimbabwe did manage to collect the ball, and
I can see that the Zimbabweans have a lot of jumping to do in that circle every time the South Africans are penetrating. So they're making to keep them off, keep their feet off of the ball off their feet. But it kind of dancing competition happening in that circle for me, Tawana. But they're doing that dancing is getting South Africa out of getting their short corners going in case they get a short corner. So the dancing queen.
Yeah, it seems to me that the Zimbabweans they are practicing their steps. Maybe they do have a couple weddings to attend back home, but hopefully they can forget about the weddings and play solid hockey. And,
But it's working for them right now, so I'm sure they're gonna keep going, and we're gonna learn a few dance moves from them. Going up the field, great attack as we were talking just now. But they're dancing, they're moving their feet quite well, and going up the field, attacking from their right side. And I think they were hoping to see if the South Africans were not five to see if they're gonna gain that advantage on that penalty shot corner right there. But the umpire was not getting it. It went against the the Zimbabweans, and South Africa gets to build their temple again.
yeah, the Zimbabwe do successfully send it across to South Africa's half, but unfortunately they lose out on the foul, and South Africa do regain possession, and then good end-to-end hockey here. South Africa do take a nice tomahawk shot, but yeah, it was equaled by Zimbabwe's number one, Mr. Tuchuku Nam, which is quite an interesting name, you know, because his last name is Nam, but yeah, and he's playing in Nam,
Nam.
so
Oh yeah. We should get it. We should definitely shake hands with him and like coming to Nam,
yeah, most
introducing us,
definitely.
reintroducing us with who he is.
Maybe yeah, he can leave here with a pair of Namibian socks or a flag, you know, for himself, and
Of course, that would be great. Um,
but
Tabang making sure that he is not wasting any time trying to get penetrate that midfield of try to get through on that hotline, but Zimbabwe was well on his tracks, kept the ball off out and cleared it to the line, and South Africa has to get it on the line and restart it again, which they do, Oh, they go right through the middle, Ray. Great stuff, great
good
stuff.
stuff.
Regain possession, and he goes straight at it. Daniel does not waste time. He looks up, tries to find a teammate, which he does, and they continue up the field with John Mark. Oh, that is great advantage shown by the umpire, and he takes that ball back, gives him a card. That is really great umpiring. Lets the game flow. Lets the players just go ahead up on it and lets the ball flow and continue on it, and then stops the game. Make sure he gets the right player to give that card to. We're just waiting to hear who it is.
Yeah, and a yellow card here for one of the players. I think there happens to be some malice that happened just
Yes.
earlier before the ref blew his whistle. But yeah, he will discuss with the other umpire, and they will take it from there.
Because he did pull out a yellow card, and therefore I suddenly thought that he is in on attack, and therefore it would be a short corner. But Bonga Martins, which is the second umpire, just making sure to get some information through to his co-umpire. This is actually very great to see, making sure that they got the right man, which he does, and therefore great stuff. That, as I was saying, as for those that are watching, because it was a yellow card that was just pulled, he was in on attack on that, which when the foul came in, and therefore he got a yellow card and a penalty stroke for the team. And Zimbabwe gets something out of this, and hopefully we can make sure we can see if the injection would be very good. Daniel's gonna make sure that the injection gets done really good so that we can see if Zimbabwe can get away with a really good ball right now.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that was Mr. Damien Knott, South Africa's number 15, who just received the yellow card here for some indiscipline there on the field. But yeah, so Zimbabwe will take their second official short one of the game. Good stop, good flick, and what a stop! What a save by the goalkeeper as it meets his padding. But Zimbabwe are still here on the attack, and they try and get more out of this.
That was really a great stop from Mr. Daniel there, just on his padding. That's an easy save for him. Of course, he's gonna just make sure that that goal does not get into his box.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the hooter that just went ending the third quarter. For those that are joining us, this is the Junior African Cup. Quite a very calm game today. South Africa just making sure they just executing everything that they have probably spoken about. It's 4 goals to South Africa to 0 to Zimbabwe. Just at the end, Zimbabwe did have a chance to get a goal, but unfortunately, South Africa's Daniel just kept that goal off, and then we have ended our third quarter with just 4 goals to South Africa and none for Zimbabwe to see.
Yeah, Fane, I'm sure you've been here at such a national stage. You know, this is the last Chaka to play. Zimbabwe is down 4 goals to 0. What exactly do you think the coach is telling the players?
Tawana, I would say look at the board. It's 4-0, guys. We are trying to make sure, and we have actually done that very well, especially in the third quarter, to not gain any short corners. So let's keep on working at that, right? Let's keep working on that. But then the final execution in the final third, we need our forwards to come to the game. Well, I would really like to tell them that they need to get in on it. They are getting those balls up the field. Really great work, as you can see even on the highlights. They're getting up the field. As you can see, John Marcus really trying to penetrate that circle, and they're getting up the field. Let's get that balls through to the forwards. Let's get them in the pockets. Get the balls in the pockets. Let's penetrate on our strong side. So I would really ask them to keep their cool. They are getting up the field. So let's just look for your teammate, rather not give the ball away, but keep possession up until the final third.
Yeah, most definitely. I think they still have a lot to play for. I mean, it's only 4 goals. They can easily come back from that. You know, Chaka's 15 minutes long, and yeah, if the forwards do come to the game, as you say, I'm sure easy 4 goals can equal the score for them in their favor, and allowing. I mean, you know, given that South Africa do switch off themselves, which is highly unlikely. But yeah, let's see how the last 15 minutes of the game go.
Oh yeah, I'm not. I'm thinking because of the weather that is so favorable today, that it's just a calm atmosphere, and you can actually tell when the players are on the ball right now. There isn't a lot of physical play happening right now. Both teams just keeping their calm. They don't want to give away too many. I mean, we did have a few cards going, but it's not really due to physical play. And that was great skill there by the Zimbabwean, trying to just on the edge of the circle. Almost got a short corner one for himself and his team, but they still have the ball, and unlucky on that. Unlucky on that. They give the position of the ball away to South Africa quite again, and keeping under the 23, not really doing the high press, and giving South Africa that ease of moving the ball from one side to another again.
Yeah. But it just shows you how determined these boys are, Finny. I'm telling you, like, this was only the first minute of the game, and they tried to get the first short corner, but that was just shy of the circle, allowing them just to start outside of the circle. But yeah, they're not giving up just yet, as you can see.
Yeah,
you know.
and Ross just trying to he actually did a 3D skill, and he walks away from the ball and thinks that he won the short corner, but the umpire did not blow that. He was not so happy, but you gotta play until the whistle goes, Tawana. The player Ross just decides that he won the ball, it's his ball, but unfortunately not. Zimbabwe gets control of that ball.
Yeah, and from a possession point of view here, South Africa do seem very much in favor here, because they do seem to be keeping the possession very well because of the non-existent press from Zimbabwe here. It's allowing South Africa to keep the ball and move it around from side to side, and allowing them to keep the ball. Whereas the high press from South Africa to Zimbabwe is not allowing the Zimbabweans to keep possession of the ball. As you can see now, they just got the call of the short corner, so that could not end well here for the Zimbabweans, but hopefully by now I'm sure the goalkeeper and the guys defending the short corners know where to go and what to do exactly. Not to break too early and just to stay there, because most of the short corners have only come, as you say, they've only been low balls. Yep. So let's just hope that they know how to defend this short corner.
But of course, one would think that say that the technical part of the Zimbabwean team would have picked that up on and then gotten it through to their players in that third quarter break that we just had. So hopefully, let's see.
Yeah, top of the circle, we still have the usual suspects, and yeah, here we go. Ooh, and
Oh,
good save here from the
and
goalie.
looks like they did do their homework. Unfortunately, Zimbabwe just going to sleep there on the defense, and he goes for that counter ball and puts it straight up into the net at the top right. Great work, quick thinking from that from the player. Is it Brooker against Tawana? I'm not sure if I got that number.
I'm not too sure if that was Brooker. He wasn't present for that short corner. I think somebody else met and scored, but we can see the replay just now.
Oh,
Good
great block
save.
from by the goalkeeper, but the entire defense just goes to sleep. Unfortunately for them, that short corner was won.
Yeah, we restart the game here 5-0 with about less than 12 minutes to play here on the clock. And if you're just joining us, we are coming at you live here at Vintec High School at the Devon Astro Hockey Field. For you today, we've got this is the last chaka, unfortunately, of South Africa versus Zimbabwe in the men's division. South Africa leading with a comfortable lead here, 5-0. Yeah, Zimbabwe, they're comfortably passing the ball around, trying to get in on the attack and more circle penetrations and more chances at goal. And a good pass into the circle, but unfortunately it doesn't meet any of the Zimbabwean players' sticks. And yeah, Zimbabwe have to now unfortunately reset all the way from the back, and yeah, press from the front.
Yeah, it's good to see that they're really trying to get up the field. We just need some bodies behind the ball to get that final touch when when we get into the circle. And they are looking for that. They are looking for that ball. They're pressing. Tagu making sure that he's looking up, trying to get that ball, but unfortunately, oh no, that's actually very fortunate for Daniel. I thought Daniel lost that ball, but he didn't. That was very good work from him. The movement was between Tagu and Daniel was pretty good. That just that team connection that they have going on is really good to see. And Zimbabwe trying to attack now. They still have the ball. They're winning the ball. Nathan just standing around him asking for that ball, but oh, there we go again. He picks out those feet that of the South Africans. Oh, unfortunately,
Oh
he
no.
misses that one. That tried to do an aerial to get the ball over onto the other side of the circle to his teammate, but it was just too close to the South African player. So that is judged as danger, and South Africa gets possession of the ball quite once again. Brooker shifting the ball. They get it up the field through Luti, still keeps possession, uses the man at the back.
Yeah, it seems to me, fellas, that they have changed their pressing tactics here. You know, Zimbabwe definitely are pressing more, pressing more up high, allowing the South Africans to make mistakes here, as you can see.
They're getting a bit aggressive, and that's what you want to see from your players. So they are probably told, we have nothing to lose. We're already losing. Let's try and get up that field, try and intercept those balls, and see what we can get out of it.
Yeah.
I agree with that coaching. I agree with that coaching. It looks like it's going to work for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see, definitely. They were 4 goals down when the quarter started, and I think, yeah, the 3-quarter press, there's no point in doing it if you're already 4 goals down on the last quarter. So I think good that they are going all out and, you know, pressing the South Africans, forcing them to make mistakes there at the back.
And
Yeah, what a good overhead there.
that was great, pretty great. That is a short corner that South Africa has won. That whistle went quite so calmly. Everybody was not sure what's going on, but you can see that the umpire is just keeping it really calm, going with the pace of the flow of the game right now. He's got a really great smile and laugh that he just gave them right now. So it's good to have the connection with the players when you're umpiring, Tawana. I know that quite well. It's good to connect with your players. Sometimes they try and get a bit out of you, but hey, it's good to see that the umpire keeps a bright smile at it, sticks to his decision no matter what. And yeah, we got another short corner from South Africa, and Brooke behind it.
Yeah, Brooker is definitely on there, but they switch it up a bit. Oh, okay. Seems to me that the Zimbabweans now know what to do when it comes to defending short corners. Now,
Looks
yeah,
like it.
they've changed from the first castle now to the second castle when it comes to receiving. Brooker's now no longer the man here who's receiving the short corners. Yeah, they've changed it now to Ross Montgomery now was the one who had the attempted drag flick, but unfortunately it just goes wide.
Oh, oh, Tari thinks that he was his ball. He goes to sleep, and then South Africa actually passes the ball wide, gets it to the T point. What are they? Drive it down the baseline. Oh, they still have control of the ball, and he takes a shot, and it's a goal. That was beautiful. Goalkeeper just went into a matrix dodge right there, but the ball quite didn't get that memo, and South Africa wins that. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at that. It was a great shot taken, and South Africa gets one more in on Zimbabwe. 6 goals to 0. I am telling you, Tawana, I'm not too sure if you saw that celebration, but if that celebration was a job application in Namibia, he would certainly be hired right now. That was 100%. Absolute stunner of a goal.
It was a beautiful goal. You can see how the whole team got excited from that. You know, that wasn't even from a short corner; it was from a field goal.
Exactly.
And then that just shows you that they execute short corners very well. They're not very excited from that, but field goals just excite them just as much. You know, the whole team had to come there and celebrate. Whereas if that was a short corner, it would have just been another day in the office for them. But yeah, they were all very excited. Lovely flick. Lovely flick.
Ah, that was wonderful. I think I agree with your assessment there, Tawana. They actually got something off that they have not been doing. So great excitement on that. Good pickup.
Yeah, the hat-trick hero, Mr. Brooker, Jaden Brooker will collect this here from the back.
Oh, that is a missed pass there. Zimbabwe picks it up well, but he does not use that opportunity. And Gondazazi actually misses that opportunity to actually counter on that on that mistrap. And South Africa goes again, just calm and collected as they have been all their match.
Yeah, it was good stuff to see here from Zimbabwe. You know, I think the pressure did get the best of the South African defender there, allowing him to miss pass, and Zimbabwe collected the ball. But yeah, the defender made up for his mistake, and he got possession back of the ball, and he was happy to collect it from the back.
Of course.
And now here they are, South Africa's back on the attack. They just drop the ball back into their defenders, and yeah, they try and switch the side of play a bit.
Great ball there by the Zimbabwean defensive. Yes, that's the captain.
Yeah, Mutawashe Kanyangarara just a nice jab from him there, allows Zimbabwe to gain possession.
Unfortunately, Taku couldn't keep possession, and South Africa regains it. They go through the middle. Oops, nope, they decide to go back. Let's regroup from the back and then go forward again.
Yeah, even though Zimbabwe did change their pressing tactics, it seems to me that I think at times they do forget. You know, it seems that they are still stuck on the three-quarter press. You can see the players sticking back there. But that pass into the circle fails to meet the South African stick, and the Zimbabweans will happily collect there at the top of the circle and take it out.
A great skill play from the Zimbabwean player there, but it was not met by the foot. There we go, another dancing queen happening there. South Africa's number 5 just making sure to just see if he can do a little fake, see what the reaction will be from the defender, and then take it from there.
Jamie Seal just keeping the Zimbabwean defense here on their feet here. You can see that, as you said, the dancing feet again, the dancing queens. The Zimbabweans are definitely the dancing queens of the game.
That's right. We should certainly have learned quite a bit going in.
Oh, that pass fails to meet a stick of another South African player.
All right. I would say that is great umpiring, Tawana. So the umpire did show for a short corner, but then he did realize take 2 seconds. Sometimes the split seconds it's so fast that you have to take that extra 3 seconds to actually think where exactly the foul was, and he did admit it to the players and showed that it was a free hit out and not a short corner. Great umpire. We gotta respect that. Umpires do get it wrong at sometimes, but it's always a great thing to own up to it.
Yeah, it's good stuff here from Mr. Siyabonga Martins. You know, he did very well by changing his decision. And yeah, here South Africa are on the attack again. Unfortunately, they lose out on the chance here to make themselves go 7 goals up. But yeah, here we go. Zimbabwe will happily take it from their 16 and start the ball again. Yeah. And if you're just joining us here, we are coming at you live at the Windhoek High School from the Devon Astro turf. As it stands here, South Africa attacking from our left side to the right. Dressed in all green, Zimbabwe dressed in all black. And as it stands, yeah, the scoreline is South Africa 6, Zimbabwe nil, with less than 5 minutes to play here. Zimbabwe will hopefully be trying to get themselves here on the scoreboard and change some stuff here and try and hopefully not extend the lead here for the South African team. They've done pretty well so far in this quarter. Unfortunately, they did concede 1 goal, but hopefully in these 4 minutes that are left to play, they can make a name for themselves. And yeah,
Yeah, Tawana. At this time, I see that they have gone down. They're doing half-court press. They keep making sure that just to stay, keep them out of the 23 right now. Shifting really well with the ball. So I'm thinking at this point, they probably thinking, let's just keep the score down. Let's just take control of the ball, keep them out, and not concede any more goals. I'm getting that feel that that's what's happening in the Zimbabwe side right now. But South Africa quite doesn't seem to say we're happy with 6 goals. Let's get more. That's what they're looking at.
yeah. I mean, that's the South African mentality. I mean, their score was was 12 against their opening against Zambia in their opening game, and against Namibia it was 8. So I think when it comes to goal scoring, South Africans are not shy at all. But yeah, Zimbabwe do definitely reset here with a 16, and yeah, Zimbabwe's number 2, Mr. Ruben Senzul, will take it up.
That overhead was just blocked by Brooker, the main man at the back, always doing his thing, and he continues his run in support of the team. Great work there by Darren, just making sure that he breaks that attack. Joseph keeping Brooker at bay, forcing him back. A job well done actually, because now they're actually keeping to their tactics for that the fourth quarter, making sure to keep them out. And running the goalie, the Zimbabwe almost got that ball. That was great stuff. He kept his composure and made sure Lita just kept his composure, went around the goalie, and just a smooth, sweet finish from him right there. Zimbabwe almost stopping that with his stick. But unfortunately, the ball was came in so hard that his stick could not block that ball from getting in. And unfortunately, they concede another goal. That was so well done. He kept his composure, goes around the goalkeeper, and earns himself a goal. And his team adds to a 7-goal against Zimbabwe 0. And they only have 2 minutes and a few seconds to go play for it. Zimbabwe building from the back, passing at the back, making sure let's just keep our cool. Keep possession of the ball, attacking on the right side of the field, and they're penetrating the circle. Unfortunately, he could not manage to get through, and they only win themselves a long corner.
Yeah, and here are some stats for you here on the screen. Some circle penetrations, 11 for South Africa and only 3 from Zimbabwe. That does definitely reflect the scoreline here, with the possession here being 63% for South Africa and 37% for Zimbabwe. And yeah, and here we go. Zimbabwe do get a short corner. I think they're 4th of the game. Hopefully they will be hoping to get a goal for themselves. I think as we saw the last game South Africa played, they did play against the host Namibia, and they did win 8-0. And I'm sure Zimbabwe want to be the better losers, as mentioned the other day, that they do not want to equal the same score as they did against Namibia. So hopefully get a goal for themselves and not lose by 8 goals as Namibia did.
And you could see that excitement on the Zimbabweans' face that when they got that short corner, because they know how important it is just to get at least 1 goal for themselves. And you could see that roar that they did, and it's great to see, just to get more spirit on it. And let's see that the injection will work for them.
Beautiful stuff by Zimbabwe as they get their first goal of the game. Good stuff. What a wonderful short corner from Zimbabwe here, allowing them to get to get a goal here on the scoreboard. Definitely, they think the one thing on their mind is they're definitely the better losers here than the host country. But it was good stuff here from Zimbabwe's short corner.
Oh man!
What a
Oh, that
maestro
was
of a short
great!
corner.
Oh, that was great, Tawana. That slip was so smooth. Even an ice hockey player would be so impressed with him right now. That was great stuff. Great drag flick. It's really awesome to see. We were talking about Zimbabwe getting a goal in on South Africa. They just managed to get the one in, just to show that how good of a game this was, and great finish from there. I think he went back halftime and took some pointers from Brooker right there on how to execute a short corner, and it was really great to see. Can hear the excitement on my voice as well. But yeah, that was really awesome from them. They did a job well done.
Yeah, I mean, as unfortunately for South Africa, they will not be walking out of this game with a clean sheet. They have conceded one, and yeah, the score as it stands is 7 goals to 1. And with about a minute left to play, I think they have to close things down here, Zimbabwe at the back, and not allow themselves to concede another goal.
But South Africa is not having it. He just went in on that. It's the perseverance for me. So now, I mean, it's just a few seconds on the clock. I would say Zimbabwe, you either throw the ball into that, into their quarter, or great stuff, or keep possession, keep giving possession, and they unfortunately did not do that. Will South Africa keep it at bay, or will they keep attacking for those few seconds?
Half a minute to play. I think they will keep it at bay here. Nothing to rush for, nothing to. They don't need to fight for much, but they still keep asking questions by the looks of it.
They are going for it. Maybe could get one last. Oh, great stuff. Great work there by Muchacha. Muchacha has been quite quiet today, but he at least come in through the last seconds, helping his team defend that from South Africa getting a short corner at that end.
It seems to me that he was aware that his favorite commentator didn't mention his name quite a lot, but here's unfortunately the last whistle of the South Africa versus Zimbabwe game, and the last score of the day is South Africa 7 and Zimbabwe 1. What a beautiful game of hockey to witness here, as we witnessed beautiful short corners here. Zimbabwe did get their goal from a short corner, good set piece, and South Africa getting I think 5 or 6 goals from short corners and 2 or 3 goals, field goals, which was amazing stuff to watch. I must say, it was a good game of hockey. Finesta, what would you say?
No, Tawana, I think the weather speaks for what I think about this game. Partly cloudy, partly cloudy, making sure no one is getting overheated right now. So the game was it started quite evenly matched. But South Africa, as you can see even on the highlights, South Africa always making sure that they're taking advantage of those short corners that they're coming through their leading penalty corner goal scorer Brooker, making sure that he keeps on getting those goals for South Africa on those short corners. But Zimbabwe did come through, showing their skills. As you can see, John Mark did his thing there, wins himself his team quite a few free hits as well as short corners, and that was something that was really great to see, Tawana. And unfortunately, even though they did going out of this game 7-1, it was great to see that they came back in the fourth quarter, gave us a great show towards that end of that quarter, got us excited here, got us off our seats a bit. So it was really good stuff from Zimbabwe. I appreciate it to see those last tricks that they had to show us, Tawana.
Yeah, it was good hockey from the boys, I must say. As Zimbabwe just go around the field, clapping for their supporters here and thanking them for coming out. It's a bit unfortunate that they didn't walk out the game with the win, but I think they are very thankful here for everybody that came out here to support them. Good hockey from the boys, I must say. But yeah, this is the stats for you here on the screen. As you can see, South Africa with 7 goals, Zimbabwe with 1. So South Africa also with 12 shots. Zimbabwe with the only shot that they had on goal was the goal that they did score. So good work
That's
from them.
great stuff.
100% execution, and yeah, circle penetration. Zimbabwe unfortunately only had 3. South Africa with 11. And possession-wise, they did shift a bit, but definitely not in Zimbabwe's favor. It did end 60% to South Africa and 40% to Zimbabwe. And penalty corners, South Africa did have 8. Penalty corners, Zimbabwe did have 4. And in terms of disciplinary factor of the game, Zimbabwe unfortunately did get 2 cards, 1 green and 1 yellow. And then South Africa did have 1 yellow card, but I mean, the 60 minutes we watched of hockey was very disciplined. Unfortunately, a few players just there, losing their cool, getting a bit physical and chirping to the ref. But I guess that's given in such an atmosphere. This game kind of has to give that energy of you have to be fierce, no matter with who you're with or who you're talking to. You kind of get lost and you lose your head and your cool. But it was good discipline overall from both teams.
That's correct, Tawana. Thank you for those stats. Quite on point. So you would say that you would appreciate Siyabonga and Evasion on actually keeping the game well controlled. I mean, they did give a few cards, but that's expected from a game, just like Tawana just mentioned. Right now, that's going to happen in a game. As you can see, the games that are happening on day 3, we already had the first 3 games happening, and the next game that's going to take place is going to be Kenya versus the South African women. This is also going to be another thriller of a game that you can expect. So please stay tuned in to the Namibian Broadcasting Corporation stream here in Windhoek at the Junior Africa Cup that we are having at the Davin AstroTurf for our next game against Kenya and South Africa women that will take the court. Right now, from the game that just finished, and the log standings are that South Africa continues to maintain their position at the top of the log with Brooker Jaden, their number 7 defender, with 11 penalty corner goals and 1 field goal that he has scored so far. And just right behind him, he's got his teammate Litha, scored 3 field goals. You did see that one of them was a cracker that happened, and as well as 1 penalty corner. So South Africa is leading the men's log with top goal scorers happening right now. So that is great to see for a junior player with his 3rd cap scoring so many goals for his team. And yeah, Tawana, any expectations for the next match?
Yeah, I mean, South Africa back here on the clock. It's their women's team that are taking on the Kenyan team, as you mentioned earlier. South Africa, they've also been very strong, on all the games they played. And fortunately for them, they played Uganda in the opening match, but Uganda had to forfeit because they had issues getting here. So they did by default win their first game, and they've won their second game also. But yeah, it was good stuff to watch. But yeah, as the players warm up, we will sign out to you. Thank you very much for joining us, and yeah, enjoy the rest of the day full of hockey.
But please stay tuned to NBC, providing us with great streaming the Junior Africa Cup. We will be back.
Namibia proudly hosts the Junior Hockey World Cup qualifiers right in the heart of Windhoek. From the 18th to the 25th of April at Devon Trustco Hockey Stadium, the best young talents from across Africa will battle it out for a shot at global glory. Who will represent the continent on the world stage? Follow real-time updates and all the live action on all our NBC Sports social media platforms. This is more than just hockey. This is the road to the World Cup. Catch every moment live on NBC2. NBC, it's ours.